Good morning, everybody. Welcome to UBC Camp's Play and Learn at Home live stream. Today, I'm Coach Carrie, and I will be doing an intro to gymnastics with you. So, a little bit of a scary sport, but we're going to just take it slow, and we're going to start doing movements that'll actually teach us how to do some of the basics in gymnastics, like handstands and cartwheels. Just a little bit of housekeeping first. We want to make sure for our live stream today that all participant video and videos are turned off, and there should also be a mute as well, just so we don't get any extra voices in the background. Also, if your caregivers have any questions, please use the chat function. One of our moderators will respond to you if possible, as soon as possible, and also make sure you're using respectful language at all times, just because sometimes things pop up on the screen and we don't want to offend anybody. We want to have fun. So just to make sure that we have everything that we need today, I have a dog in the background that I wasn't expecting, so hopefully he behaves this time. He didn't do well in practice. But we want to make sure we have our equipment. So I have my pillow here. I also have a blanket. I have a yoga mat because I have one. If not, your blanket will work. Here's my yoga mat if I needed it. I also have my chair. Right. So these are basically what you're going to need throughout. And if you do need a break or anything, by all means, you can have a break and just rest. You can watch. We're recording this, so you'll have an opportunity to look it up again later. I also have my water bottle here, so if anybody tends to get thirsty when they do their activity, you can go grab yours as well. So we just want to make sure that we have a lot of fun and we stay safe. So very start for gymnastics, we want to do a little bit of a warm-up. And my dog did not do well when I was doing my dog walk. So we're going to start with our dog walk today. And I'm just going to walk on all fours. So I can go forwards with my dog. I can go backwards, we can go sideways, right? So I'm lucky and I have carpet. If you have a harder floor, this is where your blanket or your yoga mat will come in, just to make it a little bit more comfortable to do these. I am also wearing socks because I have carpet and I'm not going to slide around, but if you notice you're slipping, make sure you're in bare feet. So we've done a bit of our dog. Feel free to make the animal noises as well. Sometimes I might, okay? And we're going to go from our dog into our bear. So because we're bringing our hips up higher than in our head in our bear, we really want to make sure our arms stay straight. So I always say push the floor really, really hard. Push it away from you. It keeps our faces away. So we're going to tuck my toes under, and my blankets is going up. There we go. Tuck my toes under. My hands are pushing. Boom. And I turn into a bear. So my bear, right? Sometimes we feel a little bit uncomfortable. And sometimes when we're learning, we might bend our knees to make it a little bit more comfortable. But ultimately, your bear wants nice straight. And the reason why is it gets us used to being a little bit more upside down than most people normally would be. So we can try walking in our bear, avoiding any dogs. Good boy, Kevin. Right? And we can walk all directions. So going from the bear, getting a little bit more wild, we're going to try our monkey. Now, if your wrists hurt, because we don't normally stand on our hands unless you're a gymnast, but I haven't been doing as much as usual. Our wrists can hurt, so make sure you shake them out. It's all good. You can stop if you need. So our monkey is basically our bear, and then we lift one leg. So when we're learning a monkey, just trying to wag your tail is good. You're gonna switch, try another tail. So how you would, our bear walk is sort of hand, our monkey, we move back a little bit here, right? I have a 6x6 area, but sometimes things get in the way. So we'll work around havoc. Okay, so I have my tail up in the air. I have a bit of a bend in my knee, and how I move in my monkey is I hop my foot, and then I move my hands. So this has a little bit of a balance. If you're worried, you can put your foot down when you hop, and then bring your foot up when you move your legs. So I have one foot up, I'm bringing it down because I'm worried. I'm gonna hop my hands, and then I can hop my one foot. So try your monkey. It is a little scary. If you feel more comfortable, you can also do your bear. And if you're like, oh, Harry, my wrists hurt, you can roll your wrists instead. Okay? So now that we've tried our dog, our bear, and our monkey, which we'll all use later, we're going to try a different one as well. Okay? So the crab, I normally like the crab walk because it reminds me that I want to put my thumbs to my bums in gymnastics. Okay? The reason why is it whenever we're doing something, sometimes we move backwards really fast, and if we fall, if I do this, I can roll down and I'm not going to hurt anything. Right? Unfortunately, this is sort of what sometimes people do. You can't roll back and you're going to get something hurt in your arm or your shoulder. So we always want to make sure thumbs to bums so we can roll if we needed. You don't need to roll yet, but you will try later. So I have my fingers pointed towards my toes and the crab, so I'm just going to lift my bum up. It's a good opportunity just to practice that. Some people might feel more comfortable with their hands twisted the other way. It's not wrong, but this is a really good one just so you automatically. Okay. Now, sometimes your wrists get really sore, or this movement is very awkward for people. So you're just going to have an opportunity if you want. You can do something called a bum scooch instead, which sort of takes you through a crab. So thumbs to bums, my arms are back behind me a little bit. I'm pushing off my heels, and that's how I'm moving. And I just sort of sit back further. Or if I want to go forwards, I'll put my hands in front and move them to the front. Okay. There we go. So now we've had multiple different animals that we've gotten a chance to be. And I'm breathing a little hard. So hopefully this gave you a chance to warm up, which is exactly when we want to stretch. So I'm going to roll my wrists a little bit and stand up. And I'll move back here so you can see me. And what we're going to do, we're going to go great big like a star, almost like you're yawning and stretching first thing in the morning. And then we're going to bend at our waist, so keeping my legs straight, try and touch the floor. Right? Some people might not be able to. Normally that just happens when you're growing. And other people could put their hands way back through their legs. That happens too. So I'm going to go to the side so you can see a different view of this. Instead of really reaching in my star, legs stay straight, bending at my hips, and folding down and touching the floor. Sometimes the back of our legs in this move feel a little tight, so you can do something called walking, and it's just bending your knees, but we're still getting a really good stretch through our back and our shoulders. And we can come up, and we're going to try bending forward, but with our feet together. So our hips are going to need to move back. You need to sort of stick your bum out a little. Kick in, go down, stretch here again. If it's really intense and you're growing, or if it just feels uncomfortable, you can try walking. There we go. And one more time, up nice and tall, and forward. So now we're going to try a little bit of twisting. So go back into your star and your great big stretch. You're going to turn one way, whoop, lean down and touch your foot with the toe in front, normally across your body. Oh, it feels good. And come back up, turn the other way, lean down, see if you can touch your toe. Great. And come up. So I'm going to go down onto my toes or onto my knees. I'm going to walk forward and do something called the seal. So as you can see, it's not just my shirt going down. I'm actually on my thighs. I will do sideways one. So this is the seal. Right? Arms are nice and straight, pushing really far. So if we sink in, we lose our neck like a real seal. We don't want to be that exact. We want to stay person-like and have a neck. So make sure you're pushing down. And if you really want a challenge, you can try putting your head to your feet. I can't do it anymore. I'm not as close as they used to be. Okay? And then we're going to push our hip up and we're going to do a child's pose. So just sit down and relax. So this helps remove any stress in your back. And you can really reach your arms if you want a little bit more of a stretch in your shoulders, because sometimes your shoulders are tight. And you can even reach from one side. So if I go forwards like this, I can go one side and I really feel it in this shoulder here. And then I can go the other side and really feel it. Right? So now we get to actually do some gymnastics positions. So this pikes. So for pike, pretty much because you're almost in a P or a K, right? And this one helps stretch out your hamstrings, which are normally really tight. So we want to sit up nice and tall, and we reach forward with our toes pointed. And then we're going to put our toes up to the ceiling and reach forward. So some people will find this way easier with their toes up to the ceiling. Some people find it easier with their toes pointed. Everybody's different, and that's okay. So that's our pike sit. We're going to now try our straddle. So what is straddle? I'm going to move in front of the dog so I don't have to pick them. Our straddle is nice and wide. So the word straddle is actually a lot of letters. So that's how I remember it's a long word. It's wide with your feet, right? So we can sit up nice and tall and just go forward. So you can reach forward. If you're fairly flexible, you might be able to put your elbows on the floor. Some people can even put their tummies on the floor and take a nap. They are so comfortable with it. So do what works for you. There's nothing wrong in gymnastics. If you're trying, you're already doing a lot more than some people, so you should be proud of that. And then we're going to fall to the side. So I can put one arm up. Other arm goes across to the other knee with the up arm. So I'm sort of bent to one side, but I'm going to fall over. This gives me an opportunity to listen to my knee. Sometimes they have good stories. This one's saying, it's not as nice today where we live as we wanted it to be, but that's okay. We still went for a walk with the dog. Excellent. So that was a great story. So I'm going to thank my knee. Thank you, knee. So notice I've got both hands to one foot, and I can talk to my knee so he can hear me really well. And then we can come up. So we're going to do it to the other side, because if we only ever stretch one way, remember, lean arm across, we only side, our bodies will actually do really weird stuff. So one shoulder might look higher than the other one, or one leg might be tighter and move different. So we always want to try to do things on either side. Even with gymnastics, we have a way we prefer, right? So some people like doing a cartwheels left. Some people like them to start with the right. I make everybody in my classes try both sides. So we want to be nice and even in everything, right? And listen to my knee. He's mad because I was talking while he was speaking. So sorry, knee, didn't mean to. Right. There we go. Now we're going to do my favorite stretch in gymnastics, the butterfly. So glue your feet together, grab them with your toes, and you can flap your wings. Okay. The butterfly is a really nice way to stretch our inner thighs because some people do the middle splits, and that's normally the one that people have the hardest time with. If you can do them, be very proud because some people never can. I was this far, right? So it's always about trying and not necessarily about how good you are. Okay, so this is a great stretch because not only with our inner thighs, if you notice I can go forward a little bit, and this stretches out a bit of my back, and I can also stretch my neck. So I'm going to push my feet down. I'm going to pull on my feet with my arms, keeping them down, and see how nice and straight that gets my back. So sometimes I use this, it's a little bit of a stress reliever, and I can even feel it in my thighs still. So that's a multiple stretch, and we like that. Means we have to spend less time sitting down. And then my absolute number one reason why we do our butterfly stretch, a stinky foot check. So let's check and see if our feet are stinky. Whew, I'm lucky, not bad today. Sometimes they're really bad. So we're gonna grab our toes and we can walk out into a pike, right? And we can walk back in. So very first skill we're gonna work on today is getting some of the preparations to be able to do our handstands. So a handstand is when you're upside down on your hands and you're very, very straight. So I will show you one. You are not expected to do a handstand, right? I've done gymnastics for a very long time and I know how to do these. But in the end, if we start practicing the skills we're working on today, someday you will be able to do a handstand looks like that, okay? So very, very straight. So first, we're going to come back into our dog. right? The most important thing with our handstand is we want to make sure to keep our face away from the floor. It doesn't feel good when we fall down. So I always say, break the floor. I will never be upset with one of my gymnasts if they break something that I asked them to, because it means they were being safe with them, which is more important to me than any piece of equipment. If you can break the floor, you're really strong and you should be a superhero. Okay? So we're gonna push really, really nice and hard. I'm gonna move my pillow here so you can see my toes. I'm pushing really hard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push my knees off the floor. So we know we're pushing hard when I can move my knees, but my shoulders don't go forward or backward. So if I'm pushing and my knees come up, that's where we want to be. If I push and my knees come or my shoulders go forward, I'm not pushing hard enough. Or if my face lowers towards the ground, it means I'm bending my arms. So we really want to push. Push as hard as you can. Oh, my knees are coming up. I'm in my bear, and we're going to go to something called a donkey kick. So a donkey kick is a bear to a monkey with a jump. So we've already practiced those things, but this is what it looks like. So I'm in my bear, my monkey, and so notice how my shoulders stayed pretty much still. My elbows barely moved, so I'm pushing really hard into the floor. And I can come back down and rest my wrists, right? So this is a great way just to start getting used to the idea of moving onto something upside down and making sure that we're pushing hard enough so that we don't fall when we try this. I'm going to try with the other leg now, because like I said, we want to try things on both sides to keep our bodies even. So I'm pushing really hard on the floor, toes tuck under, straighten, lifting my other leg, and I'm going to hop a few times, making sure my hands don't move, my elbows stay nice and tight, and my shoulders are pretty still. Awesome. Rest your wrists. So that is sort of the very first step towards a handstand. Right? Some people have a hard time trying to get used to going upside down at all. So this is just, we really spend a lot of time practicing getting used to that, because once you're upside down, a lot of kids tend to do this, and that's when we fall. I know, I used to do. Okay? So what we're actually going to do is we're going to try and make this skill big, because gymnastics is all about being big. So we're going to go to the back, stand nice and tall, and we're going to come down and kick, right? And come back up. So arms try and stay next to our ears, push really hard, kick, come up. We can even try with the other leg. Nice and tall, come down, make sure I'm pushing hard before I kick. I can come up, we can try again, come down, kick. Awesome. So that is the start of learning how to do your handstands. So the donkey kick, if you just start getting really higher and always keep one foot really close to the floor, it's hard to afraid of. What it looks like. One foot stays down, but I'm going to do the great big kick. So I don't quite get upside down, but I'm starting to get there. Okay? Handstands are also the basis for our cartwheel. So sometimes kids get a cartwheel right away. Sometimes we have to work for them, which is okay. As long as you don't give up and you keep trying, I'll always be proud of you. Because sometimes it can get frustrating. So what we're going to try and do, just to very, very start thinking about cartwheels, we're going to use a mat or a pillow or your blanket, just something you can go over. We're going to set up our donkey kicks to one side. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off the bottom leg, and I'm going to put my tail down on the other side as I jump. See, notice I still have it here. Right, my hands aren't moving, my shoulders aren't moving, and I'm just getting used to going over, right? Stretch your wrists if you need. And again, just like we went really big down into our donkey kick, we can go really big down into this cartwheel. But one thing I want you to think of, my hands don't want to go this way when I'm jumping over. We set it up that our hands were facing away from where our feet are jumping over, right? It just gives us more support when we're trying. So we can move back a bit. I'm going to go up nice and tall, put my hands down, and then I can jump and stand back up, right? I can even go the other way. I need a little bit more room. The dog is taking up my foot space. Up nice and tall, right? So the foot in front is the one I'm going to jump off of. Hands go down, kick, jump, right? So if you think about it, as you get faster, it starts like you're doing cartwheels. And that's just one way. There's lots of ways to learn them, but that's one way to learn them. That ties in with what we're doing today. So our challenge today for handstands is something called a sticky bug, which is why we needed a chair or something sturdy. You can do them on the wall, but sometimes our parents don't like us putting our feet there. So we're going to use a chair, okay? So you're going to stand in front of your chair, right? Push it just to make sure it's not. But what you want to make sure, just like we push down with our arms, you're going to push down with your feet here. So arms push down, one foot up. I'm putting my toes on, just like I'm trying to do a donkey kick. And I can go up here, right? So I'll go right to the side, one toe on, other toe on, hips high. If I'm comfortable, I can walk in a little bit and really get upside down. And there we go. Right? If you want challenges with that, you can also try lifting one leg. So we set up. Only do this if you're feeling really comfortable. If you're still trying the other way, don't bother. So you can try one leg up or the other leg up. And even though I do handstands, my arms are tired and my wrists are sore. Whew. So I guess this is a really good time to do a bit of a cool out because we're almost out of time. So you do some arm circles. Give yourself a hug. When we hug, I think someone's trying to pull your arms out or your elbows away from you. And then we can go up. Arms go behind. And we can reach our chest out or fall forward. I find this one gives a really good stretch in your shoulders. Right? So we're going to stretch our hips. These also turn into splits. I'm doing a lunge, trying to make my back leg straight, and my knee doesn't go past my toe in the middle or in the front. And then from there, I'm going to sit down and try and bring my nose down to my shin. So if I just roll, I feel it, but it doesn't do me as good as if I'm really trying to get my ribs down. Right? And then you can do it to the other side. Nice straight leg. Right? Knee doesn't go past my toe. It saves our knees. We want them to stay protected. Right? Come forward. So I'm sitting on my other foot, leaning forward. Right? If I come sideways a bit, I can grab my leg and pull my knee back or even push it back behind my other foot. I'm trying not to arch my body. Right? I'm nice and straight. I'm just really trying to pull that back. Gets into our hamstrings, which sometimes keep really tight. Okay. Just trying to do me a little bit behind my bum. This is a safer way, a little bit more comfortable. So if we do this, I don't feel it. If I'm really arching, I feel it here and here. I don't feel it there. So you want to be nice and straight. Sometimes you can think about holding your ankle and then kicking away with your ankle. Sometimes that puts us in the right. There we go. So we can try a little bit of our roll back, right? Thumbs to bums, and we roll. Right? If we give ourselves a hug, this is called a rock and roll. Right? You might need your pillow if your floor is a little hard. There we go. It's just a nice way to massage your back. So thank you very much. I hope you had a trying to figure out handstands and cartwheel starts with me. And hopefully you get another chance to come back and see me again sometime. Really appreciate you coming and joining in. I'm trying to find my page here. There we go. So that's it for today. You can join UBC camps again on April 30th from 3:30 to 4:30 for children 9 to 12 for Intro to Comics. You can also give some feedback. Sorry, I lost my page. You can also give some feedback at kin.ubc.ca Active Kids Gymnastics about this live stream or any other videos you'd like Active Kids to try and provide for you. This session has also been recorded and posted on UBC Camp's YouTube channel, so you can share your experience by tagging at UBC Camps on Instagram and UBC Camps on Facebook using hashtag UBC Play Learn. So thank you again for joining me, and have a great day, everybody. Bye.